Guys, I'm Charlotte and this is the Daily where we talk all things skincare, fashion, fitness, and nutrition for women over 40. Today I'm going to show you how I get ready for a Walmart video. So this is kind of a filming makeup or a date night kind of makeup tutorial. And a lot of you have been asking for me to show you what I'm using, so I thought today's a good day to get on here and show you what I'm using. I have mostly drugstore makeup here, and then I have a few department store items. But I'm gonna show you just exactly what I do. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I really do hope you press that subscribe button because I'd love to have you join this community of fun women. We do a lot of good stuff on this channel. Let's go ahead and get a cup of coffee, have a seat, relax, and let's get started. And then I wanted to leave all the little blemishes and whatever I had to show you how I cover them. So I do use this on my face. It's a tinted sunscreen. It's Ulta MD and it's a 44 SPF. So don't forget to apply your skincare, apply your chapstick, and then your SPF. And that's first and foremost. Let that set up. And I do have a little wet cloth here so that I can kind of wipe my hands off in between because I do apply quite a few of these products with my fingers. And then I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks too along the way so that you guys, can get some use out of those tricks as well. I have this NYX product here, and what this is it's a color corrector. You can either put this on before or after your foundation or both, but I'm going to go ahead today and show you the colors that I use to cover my brown spots and to brighten my eyelid are these two colors here. These two mixed kind of do the trick for me. I will list that below. I'm gonna be looking over into this mirror here. If I can't see what I'm doing, I have to kind of look into another mirror. So please know that I'm doing the best that I can. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little on my finger and then start dabbing it on that stubborn little brown spot. I do have an IPL, a little handheld IPL, but they say not to use it above your necks. I'm using the same colors, by the way, that I used for my brown spot. This works almost like a primer, so you don't have to apply primer if you use this. And I like it because it kind of gives you a brightening effect. I have really dry skin, kind of naturally, and I do have to moisturize quite often, but I do like this. This is number 7. You can find this at the drugstore. This is called Lift and Illuminate, and it's in the color Ivory Warm. And I will list and link, but this is what I found that just the actual product comes out really nice and it feels really silky and it doesn't give you a sheen at all, but it does make you look look moisturized, okay? I go ahead and put a couple squirts on and I use my fingers because I do think the warmth in my fingers really helps me, and then I'll go through with a sponge. So I just dab on all areas of my face and then I begin to rub. It's a pretty good match for my skin, and I would suggest to always go a little bit lighter because you can always bronze up. This one seems to match me pretty well. I do have Ivory Cool as well because I do have neutral skin tone, and I really like the way the warm ivory kind of looks on my skin. We are going to be wiping our lips off when we're finished because it does kind of I get it on my lips as well. So I want a nice fresh lip before I apply lip liner or lipstick. And then I do blend it down my neck, but I do not take it to my ear. I just don't do that. I feel like it's a nice enough match. I make sure that the color is very, very similar to my natural skin tone. So after doing that, and by the way, you're not getting it up underneath your eye, okay? So we are saving that for concealer. The less product you use under your eye, especially if you have fine lines, the better. I'm using a beauty sponge here, and it's wet, and I squeezed it out, and I'm just tapping that moisture back into my face. It does kind of set up a little bit better if I pat it just like this. The sunscreen really does kind of help, since it's tinted, it really does kind of help the makeup blend in nice and smooth, and the color's nice, especially if I apply that sunscreen to my neck. It just helps with the color, I'm gonna pin my hair back. So I'm gonna take this palette right here. This is a Milani palette. It's called Most Wanted palette. This one is a nice base coat color. It doesn't have a whole lot of sheen. So I'm gonna use this as a base coat because I feel like it helps my eyeshadow go on smoothly and just kind of makes for a nice kind of blank palette. I have an IT Cosmetics brush here with two sides, and I'm gonna use the longer fluffy side. This one's a little bit of a shorter dense side. I'm gonna use this long fluffy side here, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip into that and begin to pat it on my eyelid just like that. And that will be my base. And I'm sure that you guys have some kind of creamy base color that you can use at home. If not, Milani does make really nice palettes, and they're very reasonable. It's called Naked Petite Heat, and that's the little mini palette that I bought recently in the Nordstrom sale. That also has a kind of a lighter color, but that does have more of a satin, but I would almost say sheen. So there's a shine to this one, and I don't think that this one is a great all over color. Like the other one is a little bit more matte. So I'm gonna use these two colors for my crease, and then I'm gonna use these two colors for the corner of my eye, and I'll show you how I do that. I have another IT Cosmetic brush here, and it's double-sided. This is kind of an eyebrow brush, and this one here is more of a dense brush that I use to really focus in on certain spots. I'm gonna take that in those neutral colors here, and I'm gonna do my crease. And this is done very, very lightly, no aggression here at all. Just the same on both sides, same. I'm just mixing the two colors. Now, I'm going to show you this really handy thing that I bought at Ulta. It's really, really helpful. It's a little tin box, and inside the box is a little pad, a softer pad here, and a more bristly pad here. You just swipe the brush around, and it gets all the previous color off. Just take the sponge out, and all the color is on the bottom of the tin, and you just literally dump it. And I'm going to dip it into these two colors. So I'm blending those colors, and then I'm gonna make a V. So I have to get close here. I'm gonna make a V right here. And I'm doing the same to the other side. It's just a V in the corner. Let me also mention that my goal is to draw my eyes up. So that is gonna be my goal. So everything that I'm doing is going to be up in this motion. So even my eyebrows, I'm not obviously, drawing them up, but I am going to keep them up in a way that it really accentuates the rest of my eye. Kind of cat eye. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of what the look I'm going for. I'm going to take the more dense, shorter brush, which is right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and begin to blend. So we will start right here, and I'm gonna blend from the outward corner in. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wipe and do it again. I don't wanna take too much of that color over, and I wanna make sure that really, really condensed on the corner. I'm wiping off the brush again, and then blending. You don't wanna know where the makeup starts and stops. That's really the key here. And so that's what we're focusing in on. And these are all warmer tones, but you can certainly use these methods with cooler tones. This just happens to be what my particular eye look is when I do my Walmart videos. So this is kind of a lot of makeup. So like during my everyday, I don't wear that much makeup, but if I don't wear enough makeup, you just can't see it on camera. It just doesn't come across. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get back into that base color. I'm gonna get the fluffy side again, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of highlight around here a little bit. And I'm also going to go ahead and apply that color in the corner and across the first half of the movable lid and bring it back over like that. So I don't want it to look like, I want there to be some kind of separation and softness there, but I don't want the colors to look separated. Do you know what I mean? I do want the colors to all blend very seamlessly, and I feel like sometimes this can really help if you use a lighter color and go through. You can kind of fix up any any area that just didn't really blend, or maybe it's just too dark. I'm gonna take this little brush here. I see that it's a little bit off right there. It's a little difficult to do on camera. You're always gonna get a little bit of fallout underneath here. So I always like to save my concealer until I'm done with my eyeshadow. Then I take this little brush right here. It's just a little fluff brush. It's kind of light and fluffy. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just dust away quickly. Okay, and when you're dusting, bring it up, just in case you have any fallout right through here. This happens to work for my dry skin. This is my favorite concealer that I found. I've used a ton of concealers. This one is by Clinique. I don't think it has a color. I think it's more of a number, so I'll list that. But what I like about it, you guys, is first of all, you only have to use the smallest amount. It's very movable, and it blends into your skin really nicely, and it doesn't settle a whole lot. So there's the amount that I use. It's just a little drop, and this tube will last you a long, long time. I'm gonna place that right there, sort of in the area where you feel like there's a darker spot through there. Maybe you have a purple area. Maybe you have indent, like an indent there. But what you do is go ahead and dab there, and then I like to kind of put it right there on my nose because it works a little bit like a highlighter. And then my cheek over here, I'll put a little on, but we're gonna cover that again with the color corrector. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and begin to blend in, and I'm gonna come right up underneath my eye, you guys. I'm gonna come right up underneath my eye. And what you wanna do is, I do this with my finger. I feel like I said before, the warmth in my finger really helps to blend. So I take that down the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow, and right down to my chin area. And then I, just like I said, I literally pat it until I do not see any more. And then you're not gonna get any kind of a buildup. So make sure you blend it. I also kind of take it up right through here because it does kind of act as a highlighter, and I like it to be nice and bright right there. That's what I do. But like with eyeshadows and stuff like that, you can definitely get more precise with a brush. You know, and I still do occasionally if I'm in a hurry. I'll put the eyeshadow on with my finger, and it just is a little bit less controlled, a little more messy. So there's definitely a time and place for the brush. But there it is. So that is on, and that's exciting because that kind of gives you a new look altogether. You can use any fine milled powder, but this happens to work really, really well for me. And you don't have to use much. It's very fine milled. You can either stick it in your palm or in the back of your hand, but I just kind of, it's a loose powder, and I just sprinkle a little bit of that. It's like a little salt and pepper shaker. And then I put my brush in, tap it off like this, tap it off, and then I just kind of press in. And I'm just kind of sealing it there, but not making, I'm not really trying to cause any kind of buildup. That's probably less is more, so if you can help it, try not to use your foundation under there. Okay, so the next thing I do is I come around my face. Oh, and by the way, you can also hit that spot with that fine milled powder, and then any shiny spots. Now I'm still gonna come in with powder. I'm gonna come in with Fit Me. This is what I use. It's a loose powder, and it is in the color Fair Light number 10. So I'm just gonna take a little bit with a big powder brush, and I'm going to just begin to pat. What I like about powder, what I like about loose powders is that you're not getting that caked on look as much, you know, and that's kind of like by process of elimination, I've figured it out that I think a compact powder can sometimes make you look cakey. But another nice little trick is just to use a brush. So even if you have a compact, if you use a brush, it's gonna really, I think, apply a lot lighter and doesn't make it look quite as packed on. I'm gonna take Laura Geller. This is a Balance and Brighten. It's not necessarily a bronzer. It just brightens you up, and I use my bronzing brush. And this is in the color Light. I think they have a medium and maybe a darker color, I'm not sure, but I just kind of brighten up. That's all I'm doing with this, is I'm just kind of giving myself a little color. I have really, really light skin. When I do my hauls, I definitely use self-tanner before I do them. That's my Balance and Brighten. The next thing I'm gonna do is, somebody on YouTube mentioned this. It's called Lumi, and it's called Bronze It. This is in the color, it's 02, and I can't read the color right now. Somebody said this is like really, really good, and they're right. I really like this stuff, it's so good. So I just put my bronzing brush in, and I bronze up. Everything I do to my face, I kind of take down to my neck, and I skip my ears. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that, like, you don't have to put foundation all over your ears if you have the right foundation. I know that there are a lot of people that, like, not a lot, but there are people that like to put the foundation on their ears. I really don't know any that do, but I'm sure there are plenty of people. I have my brush. These are like Real Techniques brushes. These are like the Eco brushes, and this is I don't know, this is just a powder brush, you guys. And this is like an e.l.f. brush. And then I have the other two brushes I used were IT Cosmetics. This is called Age Perfect, and it's by L'Oreal. I really have enjoyed the products that I've used by them so far. I have a mascara that I'm gonna show you as well, but this is a really pretty blush. But I go ahead and use this for the apples of my cheeks, and then I draw it up. So this is what gives me quite a bit of my pop of color on camera. So yeah, this is a really pretty color. It's not too crazy. But if I don't put like enough makeup on, you guys, you really can't see that I have any on. And then I use this a little bit as a contour because I don't do a lot of contouring. So this is really, really pretty, and I kind of feel like it just gives me some brightness. You know, this is more of a like a date night, like a nighttime look, like a, you know, a filming look if you film videos. Like I said, it's not really an everyday. I don't throw like false eyelashes on every day or anything like that. So don't think that this is something that I do every day. But this is what I do in the videos that you guys are mentioning my makeup in. So I wanted to kind of come on and show you guys. Well, I use pencils on my eyebrows occasionally, but most of the time I like that favorite color in the middle, and that's kind of a taupey brown. This is by Milani, and it's called Brow Fix. Got a little tiny brush, and it's got a highlighter color up top. I don't use that as much. I'll show you what I do for that because it is really shiny, okay? But I have naturally light brown hair, kind of medium brown. I'm not gonna say light brown because in the back it's pretty darn dark. I think it gets a little bit darker as you age, but I do have blonde hair. That's the color hair. I color my hair. I don't want my eyebrows to be really dark. I don't necessarily think that your eyebrows need to be the color of your hair either though. This is a nice taupey color, and I think it's really good for blondes, okay? So I'm gonna show you what I do. So as you can tell, my eyebrows here, they thin out just a little bit through here. So I wanna add to that, and I'm not gonna add a whole lot of arch, but I will add a little bit of arch. So I'm gonna show you what I do, and hopefully I can do it in the camera. So I'm gonna go right here, and I'm just gonna kind of start drawing a line. For me, what I found that if I don't spoolie a pencil out when I'm using a pencil on my eyebrow, that it really does look, it just looks like a drawing. So I'm just drawing that line. I'm just kind of, I'm not going crazy with the arch. And as you can tell, I'm not really going down. I'm not bringing it down. I'm almost going out. And then I don't really want to dip back in because I want the front of my brow to be fanned through and not to be very dark. I want to show you the difference, you see? So it's not like crazy different, it's just adding a little bit more color to that back side so that it looks like a complete eyebrow that frames my eye, okay? I hope it's not going to, the color, the camera wants to, okay, I think it's gonna work out. So yeah, I'm just drawing that line and filling it in and not really taking it down, but more out, okay? And then I'm taking the remainder and I'm fanning. And I've shown you in different videos, I think I was doing like a trick when I was coloring my roots. Take your eyebrow color and use your finger or a brush. So you see that right there? I'm gonna take the bottom color, and I'm just going to hit that gray right through there. This is a wonderful trick. This is a little off topic, guys, but I thought, hey, I should show you what you can do, especially if you're just trying to, you know, fix it before you go somewhere. Just a temporary fix. I'm gonna take this MAC brush right here, and it's a really flat MAC brush. So I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna take this concealer. This is a matte concealer, and I will show you what it is. I'll tell you the color, but I just use it. You can actually use, they have, do I have one over here? They have CoverGirl. It's kind of a clay, more of a clay kind of concealer that you can use in the place of this. You don't have to buy a MAC concealer. Put a little bit of concealer on both sides, and then I kind of wipe it onto my hand, make corrections, but also highlight your eyebrow. It frames your eye a little better. It makes it look a little more shaped, okay, without having to do all that crazy plucking, okay? So, and it just gives you a nice highlight too. Just gives you a really pretty highlight, and you can either dip it again, and I probably won't dip it again, but I'll just take it over to the other side too and do the same thing. So you don't want to get it into your eyebrows because it'll look like you have a chunk of eyebrow missing. You want to go on both sides and clean them up. And what you want to do is you can also take this to clean up right through here. So take it right from your bottom lash line and go up. You're cleaning up any eyeshadow and also adding to bringing that up. And then the other side. Bottom of the eyelash, and then just clean it up. Just like that. While I was applying foundation, it just kind of, you know, gets on there. But I just have a wet, this is kind of one of those makeup cloths. I think I got it at Costco. It's kind of a makeup remover. I just wet this, and now I had chapstick under this, like Burt's Bees, and it wasn't colored. They look a little pinker than general because of the foundation that I have on. But I think you're overlining your lips. And trust me, guys, when you're doing YouTube, everything gets noticed. And I'm okay with that. I mean, you know, I'm on YouTube. But the braces, though, have made my lips look bigger because it's pushing them out. $125. It is called Color Sensational, and it is, it's Magnetic Mauve. This is my favorite lip liner. Love it, love it. I mean, I've liked others in the past, some Rimmels. There's a lot of really good lip liners, but this one I'm stuck on. I always have to have a backup because I really like it. It's really pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin to line my lips, and I do line at the edge of my lip. You don't want to go onto your skin, but you do want to line where your lip actually stops. Okay, that's one side. And don't get me wrong, I have actually gone onto my skin before, and you can tell. I mean, it looks clownish, so it's not a good look to go over your skin. I mean, I know that sometimes we want our lips to look a little bit bigger, but I'll show you a little trick that kind of helps a little bit where I meet the two lines in the middle. I'll show you. But make sure when you're lining your lips is go and connect, okay? So the trick that I have is sometimes we'll meet those two together. If you want to call that going on my skin, you can, because it's not following my lip line, but it does kind of, I like that look. Then I'm gonna take this Buxom. I showed you guys these colors when I did tell you guys about my lip combo, but I wanted to go ahead and use it. There's a brush on one side, and on the other side, there's White Russian, is what you call it, but it's by Buxom. I take this lip brush, and then I begin to blend. And I kind of blend that into my lip. And now, no matter how much I blend, it still sometimes looks like I need to blend more. And I've had comments about it. It comes across on camera that I have like like straight out of the 90s. And I'm not gonna say that I didn't like that look. Sometimes I either put this lipstick on, it's by MAC. I love the way MAC lipsticks smell, but this is one that I just purchased in the Nordstrom sale, so I know they still have this color. I will list it. Sometimes I use this first, after the lip liner, then I put this kind of in the middle, but I also think I do this sometimes, so I'm gonna do it today. Now, if that's the way it stayed, no. Okay, but what you do want to do is kind of make a bit of an ombre effect. So you're going to take that line that you started with, and you're going to blend from the line into the lipstick, okay? So you're making an ombre. Line. Some of you guys are going to be freaked out about this because I still use this method of when, you know, we watched our moms put makeup on. See this red pencil? This is a Maybelline pencil. It comes in a 2-pack, and I either got it in black or blackest black, velvet black, something like that. But it's this pencil, and it works best. Just put it through the lighter really quick. And what I like about this is after you put it on, it sets and it doesn't smear. Let me give you another tip though. If you wear something that's really emollient, like some kind of an eye cream or something under your makeup, that's gonna cause your eyeliner to smear down. But I find that this is a really nice pencil that really stays put. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to trace my lash line from corner to corner and then on the top. So you wanna keep this out of your waterline or it'll make your eye look really small. So lining the outside, okay? That's the line on the outside. Bring it up right here. So you bring this little line up until it's kind of, it actually goes up until you come to the crease. That's how far up you want to carry that line. And that's because later I'm gonna apply some lashes. I'm gonna show you that in a minute too, but I also place the lashes just so they meet up with that line, and it does bring up my eye, okay? I'm gonna take this line and I'm gonna follow it all the way across my eye. Keep it as close to the lash line as possible. You can kind of make it thicker through here, but then come right up close to the lash line and take it all the way to the corner on both sides. And try to keep it out of the waterline. But do you see how my eyes are starting to come up? Okay, don't stick this in your eye when it's fresh. You have to kind of let it sit a minute so it doesn't kind of flake off onto your eye. So that's the outside of my waterline. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do after I do that is I'm gonna take this right here. It's called Art Liner, and it's by Lancome, and it's in the color Smoke. I love this stuff. It's got a little bead in it, and you just kind of shake it. So what I'm doing is I'm toning down the black eyeliner, and I'm making it more of a gray. And then it also kind of makes it look a little cleaner and just gives me a better line, kind of a more precise like line. So that's what I'm doing. So, and this is something I can't do on camera, and I'm just gonna be lining from the top corner, and I'm gonna take it up to the wing, okay? So it does make it look a little neater, you know? I did do it just a little bit thicker over here than over here today. It's just really hard to do it on camera. But my lashes are gonna be put on and it's not that big of a deal. But you guys are still seeing the steps. Okay, cream color. It's one from Ulta, and I'll try to find one to list it. But I use this for the inside of my waterline, and it does make my eyes pop, and I'll show you what I mean. Just like that. So you see the difference? I think it kind of looks like a cartoon a little bit. Okay. And do you remember when the white was really in? I just think it's too much. This is a really pretty one because it is, I use this in my last makeup tutorial. There's a few things that I still use from my, you know, that are kind of my go-tos. And I think this is one of them, so. This is really nice and soft. You don't have to light this or anything. And it's pretty. It's really nice. It makes your eyes look really nice and clean. So, is that a thing? Makes your eyes look bright. Makes them look crisp. This is called Age Perfect. I showed you a blush in this brand. It's L'Oreal, and this is black. This doesn't flake. I really like the way this comes out. I actually have even like Lancome Idol or Idole, and I don't prefer that over this. And I don't like waterproof mascaras anyway, and I know some people prefer that, but it's just too difficult to get it off my eye. It really is, to me. I just feel like I just want to find one that doesn't flake and that just does the job. And then I don't have to worry about doing all that scrubbing. And I'll tell you another trick. If you happen to gouge yourself with the mascara wand and your makeup is all complete and you feel like, what have I done? You know, now my makeup is a mess. Do not worry. All you do is allow your mistake to dry. Just continue with your makeup and do not use water, okay? Grab a Q-tip. Once your makeup is completely dry, lightly rub the mascara off and it just comes right off, you guys. No water needed. And if you don't use water, of course, you don't have to fix the rest of your makeup. It's just that easy. I put a couple of coats on, you guys. You can also take the mascara wand across the top of them. I don't always do that. Okay. And I have a little bit of mascara like right there, and I can take it off with Q-tip. Okay, so I have a Q-tip. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like a little bit. I mean, if you had like a real big mess going on, this really works, but you just basically wait till it dries, and I take my strip eyelash right here, and I want to cut it sort of right in the middle, and do that on both sides. And then I'm gonna take this half of the eyelash, and I'm gonna take the tail end of it, and I'm gonna place it with this best glue ever. It is the best because of the applicator. So the glue is in brush form. It's so easy because I don't know if you guys ever have the kind of the bubble that comes out of that tube, and it's just not easy to work with. So I just go ahead and first you kind of paint it on, and it's really nice because this is kind of, it almost glows. It's a glowing kind of glue, so you can really see it, and you can see kind of where you put it. And you let it set for about 30 seconds. I'm gonna do one, and then I'll do the other one off camera. But you let it sit for about 30 seconds because you're kind of letting the glue kind of set up. So that's what I'm gonna do. And these ones are the longer ones. So typically if I cut them in half, I would take the shorter end and do that. But these ones are sitting here, and for the sake of the video, I'm using the longer ones. So just know that I sometimes use the shorter side. But it's ready, and I'm going to place it in the middle of my eyelash, okay? And then I'm gonna also tilt it to where it's more, it's actually at an angle. It's not going straight across because I don't want it to pull my eyes down. I want it to kind of just slightly tilted, okay? So I'm gonna show you. Now these ones are a bit long, so I just want you to remember that. And what I'm doing is, as it's drying, I'm kind of pushing it up just a little bit so that it kind of blends in with my natural eyelash. And, you know, I just kind of hold it just a little bit and let it kind of sit there. But it's not going across my entire lash, it's just on the corner here. And I want to keep it pulled up because I don't want it to drag my eye down. And then the other one I'll do off camera. Okay, so there it is, you guys. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. You know, I just kind of, you know, try to blend my own eyelash in with it, just a hair, and kind of place it where I want them to be placed. You guys, that's it, that's it. So I'm gonna take my hair out here, and I did my hair before, and I'll try to do a hair video as well pretty soon. But that's it. That's my makeup look. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me because I would love to answer any questions that you may have. I just want to say you guys are amazing and always suggest the funnest videos. And I am so glad that you continue to watch my channel because it means a lot to me. And I just feel like this community is so much fun. I told you this before, but I feel like I'm getting to know you guys. We talk quite a bit, and I feel like we go back and forth in the comments, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm getting ready to shoot a Walmart video right now, and I hope you guys are looking out for that. And if you guys watch the Walmart video first, I'll also mention that I just did this makeup look in this video. So hopefully you guys are watching both videos. If you like videos like this one, give this one a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you. If you're not subscribed, remember to hit that red subscribe button because you know why not. And hit that bell notification because every time I have a new video coming up, you guys will know about it, and I would love for you guys to watch. So until next time, you guys, God bless you.